immigrants, because once they grown up, they grown up with the technology, so they are more fluent to use that technology. They are more fluent to be friendly with that technology. So all the time, the smart devices, the computers, the mobile phones, they can more easily understand and equip with that one to use all these things. But anyone who born before 2000, they are digital migrants. Digital migrants mean we are not uh, grown up with the technology, but we try to learn the technology. It means there is a gap, there is a distance between the digital migrants and digital immigrants. So how you can cover up that gap? By using this type of techniques which you have just seen in the video, that instead of their distractions, because if you're not using the technology inside classrooms, they can be distracted by using the different kind of social media, and they can involve themselves with different kind of social media activities, so their grades can be loose. But if you engage them, if you can plan your lesson according to the digital technology, you can use different type of softwares. We have already discussed some softwares which can help inside the classrooms, for example, by voting, some kind of asking the question and take an answer by their social media devices. So at that time, you can have more good performances. So in this way, the technology can be used inside classroom. In either case, they are bringing their smart devices with them. You cannot stop them completely. So instead, distraction, you can take it to the constructive side. So you can use that technology, so they can use their mobile phones, smart devices to learn instead of to use the social media activities. I hope you got that idea. Okay, what next? How to structure the online courses. How to structure the online courses. It's you can follow all these steps one by one to structure the online courses, because the physical interaction and the preparation for the physical and face-to-face courses have a little bit different idea. But once you're going to structure the online courses, you need to keep in your mind that you have to create an online for your online courses. Then you can develop well organized bite-sized courses. What does it mean? We will discuss in detail. And then add interactivity to your lessons. We just discussed what kind of interactivity you can add it. Ensure a user-friendly navigation. This is more important. And then incorporate both synchronous and asynchronous e-learning styles. And in the end, ask for students' feedback throughout the course. So let's have a look at how you can structure in a better way. The flexibility and convenience that students enjoy to learn anytime from anywhere. So these opportunities to interact with other students and instructors. The lower cost resources necessary to conduct a class, and the trend has also given rise to several opportunities for instructors to explore various best practices for designing an online course structure. First one we have discussed about create an outline for your online courses. So here the very important role for the institutions. The reason behind the institutions must have a robust plan to develop valuable course content and material for higher ed students. This plan must help you decide what the course is going to be about, the content it should be include, and how you will deliver it. What kind of content and how you deliver it. That is the more important part for creating an outline for your online course. The next one is develop well organized, bite-sized. Bite-sized means like micro learning. Might be you listen about that one. In last session, there is one full lecture by us, one training that was micro learning. Micro learning is an important concept in defining the success of online courses. What is the reason? It involves using short learning nuggets that are designed specifically for skill-based learning. You are not going for a very long or very big type of chunks or big type of chapters over there. You have to divide your lesson in the chunks, a small chunks, bite-sized chunks. So, and you can divide them in the form of videos or audios or recorded videos or audios, so students can understand in a better way. So this type of designing course content in smaller bite-sized quantities also allows students to not get overwhelmed by information overloaded. So setting up a much more helpful environment for them to succeed and finish the courses. By making this change, you are not going to overload them, overload, because being a technology expert, I can understand, and you also can understand that now this era is information flowing era, but there is not knowledge driven era, because the reason behind, we all have dozens of WhatsApp groups, and all these groups are flowing the information, videos, chats, and a lot of things been sharing over there. And I believe none of you can have a look on that one. So 99% of the information being overlooked. The reason behind, we have a lot of information, we are overburdened, and we do not have time to go through each and every video and clips over there. So similar things with the education. If you try to send them too many information, and lots of information can overload them, and they cannot understand, and they can detract over there. So make them in the chunks. And how you can add interactivity? While classroom based learning, it enables a large number of students to gather in a physical space and learn at the same time. The experience generally lacks interactivity and quickly become uninteresting. For example, you have the capacity of 30 students in physical classroom, and you brought over there, I mean, like 100 students. Surely they would not have the exact idea of learning which you wanted to deliver the knowledge, because there is not capacity available. And you brought them in one classroom, one physical place, they will lose interest quickly. So what you can do it over here, it becomes important to consider various interactive tools while creating an online course for higher students. So different kind of tools you can use it online. Online, it doesn't matter. For example, 1000 students are sitting over there, and you can engage them with different tools, which is not possible face-to-face learning. Some of the ways to do this include playing various audio clips. You can play the different type of clips or videos to engage students and help them retain more information. And apart from this, you can also incorporate live quizzes in the lessons to assess your students' knowledge. Live quizzes, how it helps. Like, I throw the question towards the audience, I just need to check either they are with me or not. For example, I asked you the question in start, at that time you were not interacted with me, but later on when your mind start working, that there can be some kind of quiz or questions can be arise from the speaker. So you are more interactive with me right now than in the start of the session. So similar thing can be happen with the students. For example, during the class, if student have in their mind that teacher can ask for the quiz at any time or at any like the phase of the lecture. For example, you have 50 minutes lecture, at the time of 15 minutes you can pop up one quiz, so they can be interacted with you for all the 50 minutes. But if you are just sharing the information, just sharing the videos, and I mean, you're just teaching over there and not trying to interact with them, at that time they can lose their interest over there. So this is the best way to make connection with them. As an instructor, you need to remember that every student has a different learning style, and the course you design should appeal to all of them. Earlier we have discussed that being a teacher, this is our understanding that not all the students can perform in a similar way. So what you have to do, your course need to help them, and to help them to appeal all the students in a similar way. There should be something for everyone, very easy topics and difficult topics. For example, a weak student can appeal with the smaller and chunks type of the topics and easy topics. On other hand, if someone is extra smart, they can have their type of interest over there. So what will happen? It helps instructors assess learner understanding in real time. So allowing them to effectively measure both learners' success and course effectiveness as a whole. You can do it all the thing as a whole. So at the end, ensure a user-friendly navigation that is also important in the online courses, that online learners typically enjoy more freedom and control than a traditional classroom based type of method. The reason is because they can navigate the course on their own. So they have the opportunity there of the navigation over there. So this make it important to design an online course that provides students with the right amount of freedom and control in navigation. So teacher during the planning, keep in mind that how they have to navigate the course. So this type of idea to solve or resolve navigation related issues as early as possible and enable students to explore and experiment while also allowing them to make their own decision based on the fixed parameters, so they can make the decisions as well. What else? How you can incorporate both synchronous and asynchronous? Do anyone have the idea what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous studies? We have 30 seconds to answer, please. Synchronous and asynchronous. What is the difference between both of them? Okay, first answer. What is synchronous studies? We have 30 seconds to answer. Okay. Okay, great. Right. We have more than 40 members and I'm getting answer from typical 405 faculty. I hope everyone is with us. What is the difference? Second is single-sided at a time, right? Okay. Two-way communication. How to explain two-way communication, Dr. Samriti? But in instance, teachers record the lecture and leave for students. They can listen anytime. Great. Great answer. Good. Synchronous learning refers to when learning happens in real time with an instructor or facilitator leading a discussion and encouraging student participation with the subject material. And the example is your virtual classroom. During pandemic, you took all the virtual classrooms, and at that time, that was the real time learning, but that was happening online. But that is real time. Student and teacher both are available for the studies at the same times. And synchronous learning can take place either in a physical classroom or virtually. This type of learning helps students resolve their doubts and get clarity on concept from the instructors in real time. If they have any doubts, any questions, they can ask at the same time and they can get the answer at the same time. On other hand, asynchronous learning is when students learn independently in their own time and space. What we are discussing about that sometimes some students need a time and they have their own pace of learning. At that time, you can choose a asynchronous method for the teaching. You can send them some kind of assignments. You can send them some kind of videos and give them some time, for example 24-hour or 48-hour, and then ask them, okay, you have to go through all the videos and assignments and then return back to me and we can evaluate, and you can ask me some kind of questions if you didn't understand something. So student can choose their pace. For example, they want to study at night or at the daytime, in the morning, in the evening. This is complete freedom for them, whatever, but they have 48 hours, they have to complete this task, and they can return back to the teacher, and if they have any questions they can do it over there. Last one is ask student for the feedback. Feedback or assessment is really important for any kind of structuring online courses. The reason continuous improvement is very important for helping instructor to understand and develop their own skills in teaching online and adapting a course to students and specific needs and preferences of the students as well. This kind of adaptability and flexibility of online courses allow for more expensive opportunities to adjust the course structure and content based on student feedback. So on the student feedback, you can design the course in a better way, and what they're expecting from you, you can put it over there. One of the excellent ways to do this is using anonymous surveys that can help instructors to engage and understand how students and what kind of perspective may change over the time. And taking students' input and feedback is especially helpful if an instructor is new to teaching online. For example, if you are new, you do not have any experience teaching online, you can prepare a survey and send to the students, and you can take the feedback and understand what is going on, and then you can prepare your course according to them. So it allows instructors to gain valuable insight into various challenges that may arise for students during online courses and address them proactively. So that's all from the structure of the online courses. I have discussed in detail, in depth, just to make you understand that how you can plan the online courses. So I hope you understand that how you can structure the online courses. Here I do have one small video for you, and in this video there are three phases about the course planning, so you can have more better idea and that how you can plan your course or how you can plan your lesson. There is phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. I'm going to play this video and then we will discuss it. But keep in mind, please watch this video carefully, because at the end of the video, I do have a small assignment for you.
Courses don't have any problem coming up with their course content, but rather they struggle the most with structuring their content in a meaningful and effective way. In this video, I will share with you the proven course structure that I used when consulting Fortune 500 companies with their learning programs. It's effective, and best of all, it's simple. Here we have a course structure, and you'll see there's 3 phases, and in phase 1 is all about baselining the learner. So you want to welcome them, but more importantly, you want to define the course objective, intended audience, and the common terms. And this is just to get everybody on the same page, so when this stuff comes up later in the course,
look at the baseline. Mean, like, this is the phase 1 and this is basically baseline. And if I explain it in one line, in phase 1, in the baseline, basically you are making an argument for your course that why this content is important, and you need to focus on the current state of the course and the future state of the course. This is all about the baseline.
they know what it is. Also in the baselining phase is the current state definition and the future state definition. Now the current state is just how things work today, why it needs to change, so you're defining the problems right off the bat. The future state is the desired change and the end goal, and why it matters to the learner and how life changes for the better. So you'll see in the baseline phase, you are making an argument for your course and why this content is important. And this is important for establishing buy-in from the learner. Once you've done that, you can move to phase two, and this is where you connect the dots and you transition the learner from the current state to the future state. And you do this by presenting your content, be it in video format and text and images or infographics. But also important is to include role-based scenarios. And these are just hypothetical situations that apply directly to the learner based on their background. And remember, you defined this in the first phase. You'll also want to include case studies, which are similar to scenarios except they're real life situations and examples showing your content in practice. Speaking of practice, you want to make sure learners have an opportunity to practice the content as they're going through it. And this is done by creating safe to fail scenarios. So this can be like small.
In phase two, in simple words, if you want to understand that what is he is saying in the phase two, that is, this is basically a transition for the learner from current state to the future state. So in this phase, you can have a practice form that is called safe to fail. You have to design some kind of assignments and quizzes. For example, you want to send some kind of quiz and assignments for the students that are not included in the grade center. So at that time, there is more chances for the student to learn easily because there is a safe to fail option available. He or she know that if I made a wrong choice, I would not get the gradings or some kind of I mean, like the examination or evaluation. So this is safe to fail practice. You can do it. You can send them some quizzes that is not included in the grade center, so they can have more options and small assessments that can be non-graded exercises that create a safe place to fail and learn. So they can learn more easily and more effectively by this way, because they do not have fear to become a fail.
Assessments, maybe 1 to 3 questions after different lessons or maybe even a case study, where it's safe for the learner to get maybe some of the answers incorrect so they can learn the content as they go through it. The third phase is about application. And you can do this a variety of ways depending on your course, but you can do it through assessments and exercises, assignments where people have to actually step away from the course and then submit something, and challenges, maybe team challenges or individual challenges. The application phase of the course should be at the end, but you can also sprinkle these in throughout your course in smaller ways to help enhance the content. But you don't want to do it too much because that will take away from the actual learning phase. Now, this is the application of what they learned. Now, in the application phase, you want to be sure to provide feedback, both peer feedback and instructor feedback. You can do this through forums, live webinars, coaching sessions. And you want this feedback to be both public and private, or at least have both options. The private sessions add-on for LearnDash is a perfect tool for this. And at the end of this phase, you want to measure performance. So this can be done by a final quiz or a final assignment that you're actually grading, and the grade actually matters at this point. So in the previous section, we were having safe to fail assessments. This is where it all comes down to. And at the very end, you want to allow learners an opportunity to provide their feedback in the course and how things went, so you can make iterations.
So here, phase one, phase two, and phase three course structure is defined very in a simple way. I'm going to repeat it in a single line. What is phase one? That is basically it's a baseline, and you are making an argument for your course that why this content is important for the students. And phase two, this is basically a transition for the learners from current state to the future state. That what is current state and what is future state, we already discussed in this video. And the best option available in phase two, that is practice, that is safe to fail. You can assign them, give them some kind of assignments or quizzes which are non-graded, and students do not have any kind of fear of to become a fail, so they can attempt, they can learn more. So this kind of options you can use it. But the phase three, that is application of the courses, this is the final stage. Phase two, you can give them safe options to fail. But in third, this is the final preparation and evaluation and assessment from the student. So here everything gets be graded, and all these things can be done in phase three. That's all from phase 1 to 3. I hope you understand course structure in a better way, because we discussed in a very depth, and I try to make it very simple, in the form of video clip and in the form of all the information sharing with you. Now the time of an assignment for you guys. We have only 2 minutes for this assignment. Please list down everyone. At least we have around 40 participants, and I need one sentence from everyone, that what are the advantages of course planning? What are the advantages of course planning? I need one sentence from every participant, please. We have 2 minutes. Advantages of course planning. What type of advantages we do have for course planning? Please list it down. One participant, one advantage. Please go ahead, please. We have 2 minutes. We can streamline our course effectively. Great, Dr. Shala. I need from everyone one sentence, please. Okay, improve the students' instruction in the class. Teachers can well organize, really good. Okay, Dr. Ramaya, Dr. Azma Hussain. Keep our student focused, making teaching systematic, time management, very good. We can go to class, well prepared about the content, great. Dr. Nasreen. Still many participants left, please, I'm waiting for everyone. Organize the teaching content, good. I need one sentence from everyone, please. Okay, Dr. Karthik, Dr. Zahur. Okay, course planning is important in achieving your present goal, preset goals. Okay, it also makes your teaching effective and interesting. Very nice. Dr. Karthik helps to focus on the course objective and methods of delivering the content. Very nice. Teach new concepts, fine. Right. Thank you very much for the participation. I am getting the answer, and I'm really happy that at least you are understanding what we discussed in this presentation. And this is actually our goal. We do not want to make presentations like the slide sharing presentations. I actually looking for the experience sharing presentation. So you all are experienced, we are learning from each other, and all are experts in this presentation, more than 40 members, so everyone can learn from each other. Okay, let's have a look. Last but not least, that is
Courses don't have any courses don't have
so before jumping to the last slide, that I do have a course creation software which I need to discuss with you, that what kind of course softwares can be used for lesson planning, as we have almost more than 800 vendors available in the market for the LMS, learning management system available, and all the vendors are offering different type of facilities and interactions for the students. But normally all the platforms have the similar kind of interface, a similar kind of activities and facilitations, but their environment is a little bit different. In US, most of the universities are using Canvas and Moodle, but here in Middle East, almost 95% universities in Saudi Arabia using Blackboard. So we have chosen the Blackboard to discuss about the course plan with. So have a look this small video, and I hope you already use this tool. If not used, go ahead and have a look.
A lesson plan is a container that can include instructions, objectives, and the content students need to complete a lesson. To build a lesson plan, select the course area where you want students to access the lesson plan. Point to Build Content and select Lesson Plan. Lesson plans have two tabs. Content information is where you add information about the lessons, such as learning objectives. Curriculum resources is where you add items and build content, just as you would in a content area. We will begin on the Content Information tab. On the Create Lesson Plan page, type a name and description. To rename a default section, select the title, type a new name, and save. Select the checkbox next to Share with Students if you want this information to appear to students. To delete a section, point to the section and select the X. To reorder sections, select and drag this area. You can also use the keyboard accessible reordering tool located at the top of the page. To add more sections, point to Add Lessons Plan section and select from the list or add a custom field. Make the lesson plan available for students. If you want, you can set the lesson plan to display on a specific date and time. After you complete the sections you need on the Content Information tab, select Save and continue to move to the Curriculum Resources tab. This is where you add course material.
So that's all from Blackboard. No need to discuss more in detail because from last 3 years you're using Blackboard. So I hope you understand. If you have still any confusion, you just have a look, try it, and if still have any problem, you can communicate with me. So that is last but not at the end of the session, I gonna discuss about the advantages of the course planning. You already told me about this one, but we're gonna have a little bit discussion at the end of the session about advantages of course planning. It's pretty simple, help students and teachers understand the goals of an instructional module. It can allow the teachers to translate the curriculum into learning activities. It can align the instructional material with the assessment, and it can align the assessment with the learning goals. And effective lesson planning can also contribute to the teacher's own success and well-being. So all these, given your mind, all these advantages, and teachers teach because they want to support students, and effective lesson planning can contribute to job satisfaction, especially when a lesson is successful or a student does well on an assessment. So that's not only delivering the knowledge, that is personal satisfaction as well. Having a skillful planned lesson can also make the act of teaching more pleasurable by increasing the teacher's confidence. And this confidence can be built in themselves and letting them focus more on interaction with the students than on what is supposed to happen next. So please focus on course planning advantages, and importantly, good planning can save time by avoiding last minute efforts to buy supplies or create materials needed for a day in the classroom. I always suggest that discipline is discipline plays a major role for the success. If you are disciplined, if you have courage to maintain and organize everything well before in time, you will be successful. For example, you have 3 days to prepare and you're waiting for the last moment to start it. Definitely in hustle bustle, you can't do anything and you can't bring the results as well. And teachers can use that reclaim time for themselves or other parts of their life, increasing work-life balance. So that's all important, and all these advantages of course planning in front of you. I hope you enjoyed the session, and thank you very much for everyone. If you have any question, I'm here to listen you and I'm here to answer you. Thanks for joining, and thanks for your time.